So I first got to know about Nanritam from my old friend Kaushik Basu. Uh, he had been telling me about Nanritam over the past almost 8 to 10 years, and he would encourage me to think in terms of making a visit to Para Purulia to see the place and stay here for some length of time. So, 2024, last year, was when I was able to come here for my first visit. I came here along with my wife Nalini last year, around this time, middle of January, and what we saw was absolutely amazing. I knew that it is a new kind of experiment in running a school and having students here, and also looking at the problems in the surrounding areas, because Para is in the midst of less developed villages in this state and of this country also, India. And in our last year's visit, we saw the students, we saw the campus. It's a beautiful campus. The care that has been taken by Ranjana and Bharatidi and Rana and many others, it's really something really to be seen, because beautiful flowers, and it's absolutely beautifully organized and managed. So in our trip last year, we made a few, it was a trip of about 4 days or so. We interacted with students, but very interestingly, we made some trips out into some of the surrounding areas, surrounding villages. And we saw the Shabur village around here, and we saw the kind of condition of their stay and their day-to-day activities and so forth. And we went to a few other places as well. Now, that did make a very we learnt a lot about how exactly people in this part of Bengal live. And we saw the disparities that are very deep disparities, and people at a very low level of existence who were living in the Shabur village. Now, this year's visit was explicitly for the purpose of our coming, both myself and my wife Nalini coming and giving a few lectures and interacting in an active way with the students. And this was a course formulation, the world of economics, that was conceptualized by Kaushik, Ranjana, Rana and Bharati, and they wanted us to participate in the teaching program. So we all agreed, my wife and I, we agreed to come and participate in the teaching program. We met in Delhi briefly also to formulate the sort of course outline, etc. Some idea about what exactly we'll be doing. And we were told that there'll be something like about 80 to 90 students, some from Felix and some from other places, Calcutta, Mumbai, Pune and so forth. And then on the 13th of January this year, we came, and starting from the 14th, the lecture program started. And I must say, before coming here, I had some sort of, I was not exactly sure how exactly I'll be able to interact with the students and so forth. But coming here, seeing the students, I was completely, it was a completely different experience to see them and interact with them. So I had a total of 3 interactions. The first interaction was something like a discussion in which all my colleagues were there, Kaushik, Mausumi, Nalini and myself, 4 of us who taught. But then there were 2 further lectures that I had with the students. My first lecture, I felt after I gave the lecture, was a bit too technical for the students. That was my personal sort of feeling, but that is the way I had prepared myself, so I gave the first lecture. In my second lecture, I changed track quite a bit and tried to cover aspects of the Indian economic development with which the students would be able to relate, and that is what I tried to do. I hope I succeeded to some extent in trying to reach out to the students. I really don't know, but certainly for me it has been a fantastic experience and also a fantastic learning experience. And particularly I want to mention this, that yesterday in the evening there was a longish kind of program in which the 90 students who were put into 10 different groups, they had visited these villages, they had interacted with these villages, their families. They went to some schools also in the nearby areas. And some of the things that we learned from the account that the students gave was very interesting. And what we learned was that some of the basic facilities that we take for granted at the primary education level, most of the basic facilities are in fact lacking. Some schools have barely a single classroom, and sometimes not even that, and in some open area some teaching is going on. Bathrooms are not really there, very, very difficult sort of physical infrastructure, very sort of insufficient physical infrastructure. But when it came to the response and attitude of the students learning, we learned that these students are, in a fantastically learning mode, and they're all very excited, all very optimistic. They are looking forward to a bright future for themselves. That was very telling for us. So at the end of the day, what is important to notice is that the human element comes through. Even though there are material difficulties, I think human beings can go beyond that and they can have a positive attitude. And these students, it seems, we learned, have that kind of optimism and positive attitude. And I think what we have here is a situation where the entire staff of Felix, they are so strongly committed to making this interaction with these students work. This is something very, very satisfying and very encouraging. And in particular, one thing I must say here is that the quality of education that we see in Felix School is one of the very best that I have come across. I mean, I live in Delhi, and the quality of teaching and the available facilities in Delhi, in the Delhi schools, I'm familiar with it. My daughters went to school in Delhi. But I see that in the Felix School, it is not short of any of the basic facilities. All the facilities are there. So it's a fantastic setting that has been created. And the most important part of the teaching and training program is this, that while these students are privileged, they are made aware of the fact that there are certain unprivileged groups of students around here with whom we need to have something like a sympathetic and compassionate kind of approach to be in a sort of in an extended environment. It is this aspect which is wonderful to see, and I hope the kind of activities that the Felix School and the main organizers, they are able to pursue. I hope they continue to do it, and it's a fantastic experience. So thank you very much.